Brash and Sassy, llama loving friends. My name is Samantha. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel, Brash and Sassy, Mindfulness and Healing. And I am back with another video for you today. And llama lovin', my llama lovelies, I have another llama shirt. I'm not sure if I've worn this one yet. My llama don't like you, and she likes everyone. The only thing I like about Justin Bieber is that song. And I've also got my little friend llama, my little cotton candy llama, if you will. He was a little claw machine grab by the BF. A whole $1. I think I'll just name him Cotton Candy because it reminds me of cotton candy. Okay, so he's not gonna sit there looking a little crazy today because I just decided to be quirky. I'm not a hat person. I have hats. I'm not a hat person. I'm often told I should be a hat person, so I'm wearing a hat. Alrighty, so before we get into it, this video, as you saw by the title and the little description, I decided to talk about shadow work next. It's a big thing in the psychology community. I'm going to go off of some Carl Jung quotes for you. It's also a big thing, big discussion in the witchy community. And in the manifesting and like self-love, all that fun community groups as well. But I can't specifically tell you like where it came from. I'm going to assume psychology with Carl Jung having something to do with it. I can't say for certain. I don't know. I don't know that much. I don't know that far back. But I really started hearing that term when I started diving into witchcraft a few years ago. So that's really where it originated for me. And then I'm like, oh, dude, this is like psychology talk. It's like Psych 101 shit. And well, maybe not. I don't know if it's Psych 101 per se. I took Psych 101. I don't remember hearing that term. But I don't remember anything from any type of school, high school or college. And I took psych in both high school and college. Psych 101 and other psych classes. So in college. So I don't freaking know. I didn't end up going into psych or counseling, so not too positive on that. But I want to also say that while I am updating my little lovely YouTube here again, hopefully continuously, regularly and whatnot, every like week or two. I'm also in the middle of trying to launch there is no trying, do or do not, there is no try. Yoda Master Manifester, may the force be with me. I am launching, creating, however you want to word it, a new little like side hustle, if you will. I will be making some oil spray or some sprays, essential oil sprays, for a bunch of various issues, reasons, wants, desires, whatever you want to call them. The word is escaping me right now. So, and I will also be making some crystal charms. Sorry, my little red string bracelet is falling off. I will also be making some crystal charms. For the very beginning of this, it's just going to be a handful, well, not a handful, like a crystal charm hangings, car hangings, wall hangings, put them on your desk, necklace, whatever the fuck you want to do with it. It came from me making some car hanging charms, protection charms for my friends last year. So I'm kind of building off of that. I'm going to be making them a little bit smaller than I made theirs. Just little vials. I have a whole big thing to move on if it goes well. Same with the oils. I have a bunch of different needs, if you will. The word is escaping me. But protection oils, love oil, money oil, manifesting oil, skin issues, different age and beauty, eczema, acne, there's a bug repellent one, anti-itch one. So yeah, I'm gathering as much evidence, as much ingredients for the stuff that I don't already have. And hopefully just after the first of the year, I will be launching that. So I will let you know. I'm working on a page off of my Facebook page for now. And yeah, we'll go from there. And it's going to be under the Brash and Sassy name, Brash and Sassy Mindfulness and Healing. I've also been updating my blog here more recently too. I'm trying to like get back to all this stuff because I've noticed that some shit's been like getting to me lately. So while I sit here and talk about shadow work, I'm going to have to do some more shadow work myself. I have to do more of a lot of stuff myself. I just noticed that the more negativity I'm around, it's starting to like break through to me. So I'm trying not to let that bug me and get me down. So anyway, on to the video. We're going to talk about shadow work, and I'm going to be utilizing my glasses here every now and then because there's a couple things from Carl Jung that I want to read. Just a couple quotes, nothing fancy, but I do have notes because I'm a very forgetful person. So, I prepared. All right, so there's... having an issue. I had all this stuff and now it's gone. There it is. I have to edit that out. Okay. Alrighty. Little brief introduction. Carl Jung's take on shadow work. Unfortunately, there can be no doubt that man is, on the whole, less good than he imagines himself or wants to be. Everyone carries a shadow, and the less it's embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. If an inferiority is conscious, one always has a chance to correct it. Furthermore, it is constantly in contact with other interests so that it is continuously subjected to modifications. But if it is repressed and isolated from consciousness, it never gets corrected. And then I've got one more. So sorry, y'all. Okay, I don't have one more. I'm just not going to worry about it. Actually, nope, there it is. Until you make the unconscious the conscious, it'll rule your life, and you will call it fate. So basically, your shadow is all the repressed shit that you're not dealing with. Sometimes you know it's there. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes there might be some trauma from a long time ago. Think PTSD. And again, you might not even know it happened. Like you see some people get hypnotized to discover something horrible that happened to them in their childhood. Or maybe I just watched too many soap operas and Lifetime. Who knows? No, but that does really happen. And that's what it is. Yeah, for the most part, it's negative shit. It might not be. But if you repress it and keep it down, it's going to fester into just like those quotes from Carl Jung, especially that one that said, it's going to rule your life and you're going to call it fate. If you think you are an extremely unlucky person, just you can't get anything, you can't do anything right, you can't win anything, you can't, nothing ever goes your way. There's a reason you think that. Something happened at some point in time, probably multiple somethings, that made you believe that and believe that. And then it became this like rooted thing in you that says, I can't have anything that I want. And that's another part of manifestation too, because you are always manifesting. It doesn't always have to be good and you don't always know you're doing it. But whatever your subconscious believes to be fact is what you're going to manifest. So if you keep thinking, my life sucks and I never win, I never get anything I want, everything always goes horrible for me, like, why do I even want to bother, like, hoping that XYZ is going to happen because nothing good ever happens to me. That's an affirmation. That's manifesting. And there's a reason that you think all that. And that's where basically where the shadow work comes in or comes from. And in order to correct that, that's where shadow work, that's where the shadow is. And in order to correct it, that's where the shadow work comes from. It doesn't have to be negative, but that's what people are like, oh, it doesn't have to be negative. But that's really, it's what it is. It's the dark parts. It's shit that you've been through. Like, okay, so it can be anything. Like, it can be anger, anxiety, fear, any type of past trauma, worry, manipulation, jealousy, needs for revenge, or being regretful of stuff, regretting things. There is no future. There is no past. Live this moment like your last. No regrets. Regret is pointless. Hate. Any type of like negative emotion towards somebody. Like, you just hate this person. Why? Why bother? Why give your energy? Just fucking walk away. Let it go. Ignore that they ever even existed. Sometimes you can't ignore that they existed. In which case, maybe you just need to be the bigger person. If they're in your face for whatever reason, maybe you just need to be the bigger person. I don't know. But anyway, hate, any type of disdain like that. Denial, grief, loss, attachment, obsession, dishonesty, lies, anything like that. Like, why do you have these behaviors? Why do you either A, have these behaviors, or think that everyone is dishonest to you or lying to you? It can go either way. You can either have, you more than likely have these traits in yourself, but you can also think that other people are out to get you, or other people are lying to you, or they're out to cheat you out of something, or you're a cheater. That's, any type of mental illness, greed, abandonment issues, arrogance, holier than thou, like big ego, frustrated, ignorance, I would mostly say, ignorance. You're not just stupid, but like ignorance in the way that you look at things. Like, if you don't know fully about something, you're like, well, that's this. Why do you have those beliefs if you don't know anything about it, or you don't know anybody, or whatever? It could be about anything. Hate somebody because of the color of their skin or because of their sexual orientation, like that type of ignorance. Self-loathing or rejection, self-isolation, like hermit behavior, recluse type stuff, feeling entitled, inability to forgive, like holding grudges, holding on to things, whole number of things. So you have all this shit. Everybody's got something. It's just a matter of how you deal with it, like what it actually is, to like, and how you carry yourself too, for like how it affects your life. Like, in order, for you to be a well-rounded person, like a fairly mentally healthy person, everybody's got their shit, it just is what it is. But if you're like the self-loathing, or like seriously depressed, suicidal, anything like that, or just anger, hatred, just like you're just mean, whatever, or all these fears and whatnot, like, Lord knows, I've got a fuck ton more that I need to do. I've spent a year and a half, you know, like, well, the better part of last year, beginning part of last year, first half of last year, doing a shit ton of like shadow work and stuff. It helps you heal these traumas and these issues that are like deep rooted and probably unconscious. Now you're going to know that you got some. If you know that you have them, it's going to be easier to heal them. If you don't know that you have them, basically what you can, it means you like, you know, there's something. Maybe you can't put your finger on it. There's a lot of different things that can help with that. I did a lot of meditation, hypnosis meditations. I freaking love them. They're all over YouTube, and I barely met any that I didn't like in at least some way. So it's basically a matter of forgiving yourself. Like, the more attention you give these negative things, the more they're going to surface in your life and show up you know, towards you in some way. If you come at them head on and don't look at them like a bad thing, basically you're going to embrace them. Like, that's what you need to do. Yeah, I'm afraid of this, or I don't like this, or whatever. I'm depressed, I'm whatever. You need to face it head on, and you need to just like tackle that issue and not let it be something that consumes you. It sounds weird, but it's going to help you release the toxic behaviors that you put out in the world because of this shit. Because if you are harboring any of this crap, depending on how much of it, you're probably in some way, shape, or form toxic. Everybody's fucking toxic at some point in time and at some way. Obviously, myself included. I've dealt with a lot of toxic behaviors that I used to have, that a couple people can probably tell you all about. But, you know, it's not like a one and done thing. Like, you know, if you really face it head on and you really dig deep and work through it and with it, hopefully it won't be much of an issue anymore. But that's probably not, I mean, it may or may not be the only thing you got going on. It can be, I guess, see, like, in my opinion, like, how they, you know, they'll say, oh, it doesn't have to be negative things. Like, you can look at things in a negative or a positive way. Some people might think that being self-assured is a positive thing. Some people might call it egocentric and call you stuck-up prick or bitch or whatever. Like, it's kind of, you know, it's a balancing thing. You need to balance it out, and you need to, like, figure your shit out. I mean, you should anyway, and you don't need to, but you should, to be that well-rounded human being. For the most part, because, again, shit happens. Like I said at the beginning here, like, I've been dealing with people having negative opinions and, you know, bitch. And when it's really consistent, like, I will stay in my own little corner and keep my bubble. But sometimes it gets hard, because sometimes I agree and I get in on the bitch. And that's not always a good thing. I'm not saying you can't do it. Everybody's gonna fucking do it. It's just what you let it do to you. Like, you don't want to be a compulsive, like, bitch and moan and gossip and whatever, because those are all, you know, seemingly negative traits too. So, I mean, it could go back from childhood. It could be something that happened to you. Words and phrases thrown out in that psych and emotional healing world, like inner child stuff. It could be something that happened to you in a past relationship. I mean, like, and in your childhood. It could have been peers, it could have been parents, could have been a teacher, could have been you were abused or assaulted or something from the guy down the street, or an uncle or cousin or whatever. You could have, been a victim of some sort of crime. Maybe you got robbed, maybe, whatever. It's just a matter of how you work through it. And then depending on, it depends on what it's going to do to you and how you're going to project shit out. I mean, you've all seen people like lose somebody or get in, maybe not in person, but like media, TV, or in the news or whatever. And something bad happens to somebody and they project this whole like negativity out. It could school shooters, somebody that gets hurt, or a victim, gets wounded warrior type of thing, and whatever, and victim of something, and they come back angry, dealing with all that shit. And if it goes on and on and on, it's going to fester, and you're just going to get angrier and angrier, and people aren't going to want to be around you. Trust me. You got to fix that shit. So, shadow work, it can be done, like, big thing with shadow work is journaling. A lot of people don't like writing. I do. I don't really, I have a shadow journal, very specific, like, guided shadow journal that I bought. Those exist. Google it. Like, they're all over. You can find a million of them on, like, Amazon and shit. A lot of websites have, like, printable ones or downloadable ones. Meditation is also really good. And if you're doing any type of shadow work, if you're doing journaling or anything like that or whatever, a good thing to do afterwards. So it's like, because you've got all of this, like, you've been dwelling on this negative stuff. A good thing to do is a kind of like a cleansing guided meditation, like a self-love, do some kind of self-love or self-care activity. Doesn't have to be meditation. I just like guided meditations. And there's a million like self-love guided meditations, gratitude guided meditations, or you could exercise, something that like gives you this like personal sense of self and sense of worth or something. Exercising, yoga, tai chi, kickboxing. I love to hit and kick things. Lifting, drawing, whatever, art therapy, any type of that, like whatever, something zen for you. Sit with crystals, sit with your animal and like tell your animal about how great life is, how great you are, how great they are, whatever, something. Like you want to do something after doing some like deep shadow work to bring you back to centered and grounded. Going outside, sitting in the grass, taking a walk in the park, just like looking at nature. Nature's super settling, super grounding. If you like that sort of thing, I like a walk in the park. I love me some walks in the park. Walk on the beach, whatever, wherever you live, whatever. Sometimes it might be, 12 feet of snow outside if you're in Ohio in March, and it's only January, but it's snowing right now. Just waiting for it. So you're not going to be able to do that. Something that centers you. Something that grounds you. Because it's like that. It's that cleansing of all of that dark shit that you've just been dealing with. It's whatever. Obviously, it's going to help. One thing it does too, once you're centered and grounded in all this shit and you're understanding your shit, you can understand other people's bullshit too. And it's like you're seeing things in other people that you see in you or that you saw in you, like things that you don't like or things that you do that you don't like. Behaviors or attitudes, moods, whatever that you don't like about you, you're going to see in other people. And when other people talk about certain things or like talk in certain ways that you used to do, you're able to call their bullshit. That's really fun. Trust me. So like, yeah, basically if it is that whole, like people who project, I guess maybe not project, but people who degrade somebody for their sexual orientation or, I don't know, something stupid like that who the fuck cares? What business of it is yours? But they go hard being like, you're going to hell and you suck and blah, blah, blah. Like, and then they want to throw the Bible in your face and you're disgusting and you're an abomination and blah, blah, blah. Why do you care so much? Like literally, why do you care so much? A lot of those people are self-hating LGBT members. I've known some of them too. I've known self-hating transgender people, in the LGBT community already, not accepting of transgender people, and then like 8 years later they come out as transgender. It's a thing. And that's like the biggest example. Like, or just like you project something onto somebody else because it's something you don't like about you. People do it all the time. You're an alcoholic. No, I'm not. Oh, but look, you are. You're this. No, I'm not. Oh, but look, you are. Those are the people that need to do shadow work and figure their shit out. Eventually, they'll figure it out. Maybe. Or they're just going to die a miserable human being. You never know. It is what it is. So, basic things. Journaling. Shadow work journaling. When I started figuring it out, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, it wasn't, I would sit here and I'd look at these prompts and I'd be like, but why? Like a shadow work prompt could be as simple as, why do you feel anxious? Or why do you have anxiety? Or why do you feel you have depression? Or why are you so angry about XYZ? Like, why are you so angry that guy's gay? Maybe because you are too. Maybe, I don't know. So, why are you so jealous of that person? Why are you so jealous of everybody? Why are you so self-hating? Why do you have such a negative self-concept? That was my issue. I don't have a huge negative self-concept anymore. I've worked on the self-love. I have issues about me that I don't particularly care for. But that's just, still working on it, yes. But everyone's going to have something. Like, it's just a matter of how you deal with it. Like, do you have recurring nightmares? And what are they about? Why do they scare you? And then how can you confront that fear in your walking life? That's, a journal prompt for shadow work. And when the nightmare thing, people have nightmares about unconscious, that they come from their subconscious. And a lot of dreams or nightmares or whatever can have specific meanings. Your subconscious, has you dreaming about fucking monkeys and you don't know why. Or maybe you're dreaming about being killed by a monkey. Whatever. I don't know. Look up dreams and look up the significance of monkeys. Look up the significance of dying in a dream. I don't know if you can find something about being killed by a monkey. Whatever. Like dream interpretations. That's, but that's a whole nother realm. Did you feel like you were unloved as a child? And why? What types of things in your childhood happened? Did you feel accepted by your peers as a child? Why? Different things like that. What traits do you see in other people that you wish you had? And why do you feel like you don't possess this characteristic yourself? And do you feel like you ever could? What's a time that you felt betrayed, and do you still harbor any issues with that person that betrayed you? What would you say to the person who broke your trust or betrayed you? What are some things that trigger you? Do you know where they came from? Back to the whole thing. Do you see behaviors in other people that you see in yourself that make you angry? Like certain people's behaviors. What are behaviors in other people that make you angry? And do you see any of those behaviors in yourself? Well, I get angry about alcoholics. I get angry about people who smoke. I get angry about people who are gay. I get angry about interracial couples. I get angry when I see somebody. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Do you drink too much? Do you smoke too much? Do you do any other type of drugs or anything? Are you secretly attracted to the same gender? Do you secretly feel like the opposite gender? And all the stuff that's in between with all the gender fluidity and whatnot. How do you fill your time when you get bored? What gives you enjoyment, and what self-care can you practice regularly? That's a good shadow work prompt because it helps you look at the positive things in life. And journaling about gratitude. Sit there and write 5 to 10 things you're grateful for today. They could be something as small as the fact that you had Starbucks this morning, your favorite coffee from Starbucks this morning, to something, as huge as some universal whatever, Grateful for a person, grateful for the fucking sweater you're wearing today, or your wife or husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, your kids, your parents, your whatever family, friends, animals. Grateful that babies exist. I'm grateful that frogs exist. Whatever. Something you're grateful for today. Because I guarantee if you sit down and start writing about things you're grateful for, even as small as things like I'm grateful that frogs exist, you're going to have a laundry list of things that you're grateful for that don't suck, and it's going to get you thinking positive. And when you start thinking positive things will happen to you. They just do. Happy people just don't kill their husbands. They just don't. Thank you, Elwoods. It's a true story. What emotions do you try to avoid? Are there emotions that you try to avoid? I used to try to avoid emotions in general. That didn't go well. Ask my ex-girlfriend. And boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. What's the biggest promise that you've made to yourself that you've broken? How does it make you feel? How do you lie in yourself in your daily life? What are you trying to avoid? The shit makes you think, and it makes you think about something bigger than the right here and right now. I mean, the right here and right now is all you really got to worry about, but it makes you, that wasn't the right words. It makes you think about something bigger than you. Bigger than whatever mood you're in right now. It's just a mood. It's not going to stay. And if you dwell on anything negative, you're going to get more of that. And you're going to get more negativity in other realms too. If you sit here, nobody likes me. Everybody's a fucking bitch. Everybody's a bitch. Everybody's a dick. Everybody sucks. Guess what? Everybody you come across, to you, is going to be a bitch, is going to be a dick, and they're going to suck. And you're not probably going to have a lot of good friends. With that, it's going to spill out to other areas of your life. Maybe you end up getting fired. Maybe you end up going bankrupt. Maybe you I don't want to say anything like super tragic. Maybe you get robbed. Maybe you lose your phone. Just dumb shit. You know, it can be as small as like losing something, value to you or not, to like losing your life or somebody else losing their life around. You know, that's pretty extreme, but you know, it's just what it is. So that is Shadow Work 101. And I've talked a lot. So we're going to go now. And I will see you in my next video. And as always, namaste. Love yourself. Love, or at least tolerate, the people around you. Spread love, not hate. If nothing else, let the bullshit go. It's not worth it. And if you let it be worth it, then it's just going to consume your miserable, negative outlook on life and make everything negative and miserable around you. You're going to get misery if you project misery. Again, trust me, I know. But when you flip that shit, do some inner work, do some self-love, practice gratitude, do some shadow work, meditate your ass off. That's my technique. It may not be a thing for everybody, but it's good. You're going to get good. You're going to get the good things in. Again, trust me. I lived it over the last 2 years of my life. And I've yo-yoed. I got some good, and then that good took a shit on me. And then I fell deep, and I fell hard into bullshit. And I didn't give two fucks about any goddamn thing in the world except like, okay, I can't even say except like 3 people, because that's not, but I didn't fucking care about anything anymore. And then I hit that shit hard, harder than I did before, way harder than I did before. And now I'm happy. There's bullshit. There's always going to be bullshit. Just don't let it consume you. That's all. So, namaste. Oh, as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you much. I will be back very shortly with another video. And in the coming weeks, more information on my holistic oils, or oil sprays, and crystal charms. And I will see you beauties later. Namaste. Bye.
I am Brash. I am Sassy.